Why is my React app not rendering despite following the instructions exactly? Building a React app for the first time or even as an experienced developer can sometimes be a tricky process. Even with following instructions to the letter, issues can arise that prevent your React app from rendering as expected. Here, we'll explore some common reasons why your React application might not be rendering and how to troubleshoot these issues. 1. Incorrectly imported/exported components. One of the most common mistakes is incorrectly importing or exporting components. Ensure that your component exports and imports are correctly set up. For example, any trivial error like a typo in the import path can lead to your UI not rendering. 2. Syntax errors and typos. Check for any syntax errors in your JavaScript files. Because React code relies heavily on proper JSX syntax, a minor typo can cause the entire app to fail to render. Utilize your code editor's linting features or tools like ESLint to identify and fix these errors quickly. 3. Misconfigured React DOM render. Ensure that your React DOM.render method is properly set up. This method is responsible for rendering your root React component into the DOM. Here's a typical setup. Double-check that there's an element with the ID root in your index.html file. 4. Missing dependencies. Sometimes, a missing or incorrectly installed dependency can cause your React app to not render. Make sure all necessary dependencies are installed by running. Or 5. State or prop issues. React's component state and props are vital for rendering components. An incorrectly managed state or an unpassed prop can result in nothing being shown on the screen. Verify that your components are properly receiving the necessary props and that the state is correctly initialized and updated. 6. Network issues. Check your console for any network issues that might be preventing your React app from rendering. If your app is fetching data from an API, ensure that the API call is successful and that the response is what your app expects. 7. Development server issues. Make sure your development server is running. In React applications created using Create React App, you can start the development server using or. If the development server is not running, your app won't render in the browser. Conclusion. Finding why a React app doesn't render despite following all the instructions can be frustrating. However, by systematically checking the common issues outlined above, component imports/exports, syntax errors, React DOM configuration, dependencies, state and props, network issues, and development server status, you can more easily identify and fix the problem. Remember to make use of tools like browser dev tools and console logs to help you debug. Happy coding!